guys, and welcome back to Makeup My World. Today I'm going to show you my everyday makeup routine. So I'm going to take you from this to this. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I do obviously is wash my face when I get up in the morning, put on my moisturizers and all that, and then I start off with a face primer. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Color Correcting Adjust, and it's a green based primer, and I use this because I have a lot of redness in my face, and this just helps to counteract the redness. So with the green, it'll even out the red. They're opposite of each other on the color wheel, so it helps to eliminate each other, and they basically, it's neutralizing. So I just add that under my eyes, anywhere where there's redness or have uneven skin texture, or I just want a little bit more slip for the foundation, is where I apply it. You can see how it already is starting to minimize the redness on my cheeks. It doesn't take it away completely, but over time it just self-adjusts and helps to neutralize that redness. So I follow that up with another primer because I don't like to use too much of the green on my face, and I do have acne scarring and things like from over the years, so I use a clear primer, and this is the Time Bomb from the Balm Cosmetics, and I got this on special on Haute Look, and it's really just a silicone primer. You can use any kind of primer that you're used to, and you don't have to use two like I do. I just like to put this in those areas where I have deeper pores that tend to show up through my foundation, and on those areas where I have a lot of unevenness in my skin. So now we're ready for the foundation. Today I'm going to use my Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream, and this is in the shade Tan, and it's a nice little pump bottle. I love how easy it is to distribute. It's so sanitary. Just pump what I need. I'm good to go. I take my finger and dot the foundation where I need it on my face. So forehead, cheeks, nose, and chin. And then I use my beauty blender that is damp, and I just use the bottom of it to spread that foundation out. And it's a full coverage foundation, which I love, and a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. I still have some of it on the back of my hand, and really this is perfect for people who have oily skin. I lean more towards dry, but I have combination skin towards dry, and growing up I was always oily, so my skin has just changed over the years, and with winter it's definitely changing again, and it's going towards the dry side. So heavier moisturizer and underneath something like this. But really the reason why you're only using a little bit is with this foundation, blending is the key. You really want to use the littlest amount and spread it. I know it's really weird that I'm doing my makeup with my hair in a high ponytail, but there is a reason for it. I'm actually going to be filming another tutorial right after this where I show you how I curl my hair in a hurry. So that's why the ponytail. Okay, so after I've gone ahead and put on my foundation, I follow it up with my concealer, and I just go ahead and make a little V there, make a little V there, down the bridge of my nose, in an inverted triangle on my forehead where I want to highlight, on my Cupid's bow, and whatever excess is on here, I just go back onto those extra dark spots on my face and dot the remainder. Okay, I'm going to use my beauty blender again on the pointed end, and this thing is in dire need of a wash. I have a couple of beauty blenders, and I keep them, I rotate them depending on what foundation I'm using. So this one is only being used for my Becca Complete Coverage Cream, my Ultimate Complete Coverage Cream or Complexion Cream, and for my NARS concealer that I didn't mention, this is the NARS concealer that I'm applying to my face right now, and it's in the color medium to ginger. So I'm going ahead and I bounce around when I am blending out my concealer because I like to, because this is damp, I like to kind of blend it a little bit, let it sit with what moisture just transferred from my face, and then go back over it again, blend it some more, bring it out to the outer part of my face so I can lighten up through here, and then really kind of just make sure that there's no obvious clumps of concealer in any given place. So my next step is to set all of this, and I've been using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores translucent powder on a fluffy powder brush. And I just shake a little bit out onto the lid, and then take my big fluffy brush and I literally push it into my skin. I start with the most product right under my eyes where the concealer was at, so it really sets that into place. Pick up a bit more, push it in, and then anywhere where you feel that you have too much product, you can go ahead and just lightly dust away. Just remember that when you're actually going through and like smearing the brush against your face, you're picking up product. So you know how my brushes change colors, it's picked up the color of my foundation, because even though I'm pushing it into my foundation, it's still going to pick up the excess. So just be very careful. You don't want to disturb the products that you spent so much time laying down. Next is the eyebrows, and I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills chocolate dip brow pomade on an angled brush. And of course I'm going to brush my eyebrows up on the angled brush. I always start with a line under my brow just to make sure that I have a nice basis to work off of, because this can get blended out. And then I go to the back of my brow and pull it to where I want it to end. And you always want your eyebrows to end. Put your tip of your nose, lay a brush down, go towards the outer part of your eye, and it should end right there. So I do the bottom, then I do the top, and then I join the two here at the outer part and create as much of an arch as I can, and just use little motions to make tiny hairs. Kind of go up, go out, move your brush. You want to blend in the two. You really don't need a lot of this product. You really need the tiniest bit to make a lot of little hairs. And just repeat the process on the other side. And always remember, with eyebrows, they're sisters, they're not twins, so they're not meant to look identical. You can try to get them as identical as possible and as even as possible. If you notice though, this one on the top is much rounder for me, this one's much flatter. No matter how I get my eyebrows done, it always is that way. And I tried so many times to make them more even, never works out. So I just try to work with what God gave me and make them as appear as even as possible. And I take my brush and just kind of smooth the product through so it looks a bit more natural. And if there's any areas that you want to go back in with, like it looks like I took too much product away from over here, just take the tiniest bit again and go back in and fill that part in, and make sure you just blend it out, because this is a waxy pomade, so it can gather in one place. So use your little spoolie and just make it look a bit more natural. So the next step would be to prime my eyelids, and I have been loving my paint by MAC, and this is Bare Canvas. So go ahead and just spread this over the lid with your finger, cheapest and best tool that you own or have. Just make sure that the base is nice and smooth. Okay, so on a daily basis, the palette that I reach for all the time is either my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette or my LORAC Pro palette, and this is actually number 2. I used the other one all the way to pan, so I was really happy to get this as a present. To start off the look, I always go in with taupe as my transition color, so I'm just going to use a fluffy brush like this, dip it into taupe, and this goes all over my eye. The next color I'm going to take in the palette is Sable, and it's this red brown color right here. This is the entire top row, if you guys haven't seen this palette, which I'm sure you have, is matte. The entire bottom row is shimmers. That's why I love this palette so much. There's so much versatility and so many shades, and this thing lasts a really long time. The colors are super pigmented and extremely buttery and rich, so it's a really easy palette to work with. So I'm taking a little fluffy brush from Sigma. This is actually the E25, and I'm going to start this on my outer corner in tiny circular motions. And what I'm really doing is kind of making a little V. So I'm going from here out to the corner, and I have a bit of a hooded lid. It comes over and starts to go over my eyelid. So I go a little bit dramatic with this and go kind of high into my crease. And then I take it and start going inward with whatever is left on the brush. So with little circular motions, just kind of keep working the product from the outside in. You're just really making kind of like a cut crease, but really you're just giving definition to that crease area. And just having laid down that taupe earlier helps it all to blend very nicely. And so now I have a nice defined crease. I'm going to take a clean brush and buff out all the edges. So now I'm going to take a tiny shadow brush. This one right here is the Sigma E47, and it's from the Performance Eye Collection. So I'm going to take that into the color light bronze. I'm going to go ahead and put this onto my lid. It's a beautiful shimmery, to me it looks more like a light gold, and it's just a pretty metallic shimmery color. And again, I'm just going to blend a little bit, keep blending. Just if I see an area that is too dark, I'll automatically want to blend it with another flat brush. This is actually from Sedona Lace. I'm going to go ahead and take this deep dark chocolate matte color called Espresso, and this is going into the outer corners. And again, small tiny little circles, and it's just going into the outer corner. You want to open your eye and really see where that product is being laid down, because you don't spend your whole day with your eye closed. So now for my brow highlight, I usually go with the color Cream. White's just a little too bright for this look for every day. Pop it right underneath my eyebrow and spread it out. And this also helps to blend out the colors that you put into the crease, since I go so high with the colors. So it just helps to tame those, blend them out, and bring a bit of light and highlight right under my brow since I have curved. Now I'm going to take a little smudge brush. These are the old Target really cheap brushes, and I go back into Sable, which was the crease color, and I smudge that right under my lashes. And that just helps with the shape of my eyes to really help to elongate them, really intensify the fact that I have more exotic shaped eyes, and just helps to keep the look pulled together and more cohesive, where, you know, really joining the top eyeshadow look with the bottom. Finally, I take a very small shadow brush and I go into with the color Champagne as my highlight. I lay down the color and then I go in with my finger and just blend it out. I do like to wear black eyeliner. I just go ahead and do a simple small cat eye. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and tightline my upper and lower waterline with my Marc Jacobs eyeliner. It's the highlighter gel crayon, and I think this color is Blacker. I just go ahead and put this against my upper waterline, close my eye against it, and just wiggle back and forth. And for this, you might want to put a finger down and just push your finger down to flip out your bottom waterline. So just push Take your finger, push it down, it flips out your waterline. Now to add some mascara, Better Than Sex by Too Faced, just a deluxe sample size. I got with my Everything Nice palette. Okay, I'm one of those people that curls my lashes after I put my mascara on, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And now for the lips. I have been loving my ColourPop Cosmetics Lippy Stick and Lippy Pencils, and so the color I'm gonna be using today is Bichette. It's a beautiful brick color, so I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips first. So that's just a lip pencil on its own. They're really great. These are only $5. And then the lippy stick. It's just a perfect color for winter and fall. And now that I've got my eyes done, my lips done, the rest of my face really needs some definition and some contouring. So I'm going to go in with my Bahama Mama bronzer from the Balm. It's my tried and true and a fluffy synthetic brush. And go ahead and start contouring. Now on to the blush. I take a fluffy Sigma brush. This one is the F40 large angled contour as my blush brush. And I'm going to take my Face Atelier. It's Ultra Blush in Tangerine. Beautiful. Love this brand. Got this on Haute Look as well. And I'm going to take my blush to the backs of my cheeks. So I'm going to start here, basically by the top of my ear, and just lightly push it into my skin. I'm not sweeping it across because I don't want to pick up the product that's underneath. I'm placing product on top. So I'm really just bouncing it right over where I want the blush to be, and then I slightly blend it. And finally, with another synthetic brush, I'm going to take my Mary Luminizer from the Balm highlighter and highlight just the tops of my cheekbones very lightly. Take it up into the temple a bit, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and on the forehead. So typically I would put on a pair of false lashes because I just like the look of those. I wear glasses on a daily basis and I want my eyes to stand out a bit more, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so now the lashes are on. I'm going to go back into my palette with the same brushes and add just a bit more sable to the crease. And I'm going to add a bit more espresso to the outer corner. Now I can see where my false lashes are going to hit. And then one more time, I'm going to go in with that light bronze onto my lid and just brighten that up again, because it can end up getting a bit muddy with all of the blending that we do. Okay, so to make sure that this all lasts all day for work, I'm going to go ahead and top it with my Urban Decay De-Slick. And then once I have my hair pulled together, I'm good to go. And so as always, please be kind to one another. Please take a moment and do something special for yourself. Just treat yourself and remember that there's nothing wrong with who you are, what you look like. Just remember to appreciate your perfectly imperfect you. I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Click on the video above to get another glimpse into my world. Don't forget to visit my website, makeupmyworld.com, for more details on me and the products used today. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My details are below. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.